Ladies and gentlemen, I heard that you have an itch for the Switch It Up show, much like the itch that I have deep in the depth of my throat. The sickness that has afflicted me for days, for weeks, that I've been battling against, but somehow I have overcome the odds, and I am here today to bring you the best, the latest, in all news Nintendo Switch. But, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the help, the dedication of my main man, my partner in crime, my better half, I was going to say, like, the yin to my yang, Mr. Seth Trav. Seth Trav, how are you today?
You kept it going there, man. My God, the best promo in the business here. Glenn, you, everybody.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to do the best that I can. I ran out of nicknames for you, man. Trying to keep it positive. Anyway, you got the sickness as well, dude. How are you doing? You doing all right?
I'm on the mend. Now, you were telling me that that's not a phrase that's ever been used before.
No, you said you're on the what now?
The mend.
The mend, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've ever said on the mend, M-E-N-D, in reference to getting better, like, I understand what it means, like you're mending, like you're getting better, but I've never heard ever in my whole life anyone say they're on the mend. But if you say that, if that's part of your lexicon, then by all means, please reach out to us on Twitter at Switch It Up Show and let me know that on the mend is something that you say on the reg. Now, enjoy the last few moments of these sweet tunes before we go ahead and jump into our next segment. We never let it get this far. It sounds awesome.
It does. I've never listened to the whole song. That's a sick build.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right? It's still got another 45 seconds. If you want to go listen to this, check the notes for the show. You will find all the track titles. But we're going to take a break from that wonderful, wonderful jam and jump right over on into the inventory, the segment where we like to talk about what we are playing. Now, it could be on the Switch, it could be on a different console, who knows? But this is our moment to kind of just let you know like what we've got our hands on recently. Mr. Trav, take it away.
I'm still doing Xenoblade, my guy. I finally got the Japanese audio track. I downloaded that, and let me tell you, the game is a lot better with that. It just feels a lot better. The only thing that I don't like is the voice of, like, your grandfather, as they call him. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't played it, but he is your grandfather character. His English voice I liked better. That was it. That's all I'll say. It's great. I'm leveling up. Got multiple blades. I'm working it, y'all.
All right, man. Good job. Good. Yeah. I mean, that's a deep game, so I wouldn't be surprised if you've been playing that one for like quite a while, for sure. So I've been playing this weird mobile game. Okay. Have you played HQ?
I don't believe so.
So HQ is on right now. I believe it's only on iOS. And basically what it is it's a live trivia game show, and they play twice a day. They play weekdays at 3 o'clock, and then they play at 9 p.m. They play at 9 p.m. every day of the week, but they only play at 3 o'clock on weekdays. And it's like a multiple choice trivia game, kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And if you win, and if you beat out like everybody, they send you like money via PayPal. And at any given point, you've got like 400,000 people playing this game.
So you're gambling with people?
Well, no, because you don't pay any money to play.
Okay.
So, like, you're just basically trying to outlast everybody else. Think of it as like 1 versus 100, except it's like 1 versus like 400,000. Mm-hmm. But someone I know won the other day and got paid from them. So I was like, oh, I'll check this out. And it's pretty cool, but it gets pretty difficult as it goes on. And it's still in like the beta phase, you can tell, because like their stream will like stutter every once in a while. But it's really interesting because it's not supported by ads. So I don't really know how they're making money from this.
How much did they win?
You can win like one day the prize was like $1,500. Like, it's never less than $1,000.
Oh wow!
And it's 12 questions, so like it goes pretty cool.
It doesn't cost you anything to get the game going.
No, it's free.
And it's a mobile game called HQ.
HQ, yeah, it's really cool. You should check it out.
Oh my god!
I
have to now.
If you just like trivia games, it's fun to play, and if you win, they pay you via PayPal. So, like, why not, right?
That's insane.
They don't sponsor the show, by the way. It's cool. It's made it to like my everyday. It's like, oh, 9 o'clock, I gotta play this game real quick. But it's pretty cool because the hosts are like new to it too, and you could tell that some people are a little nervous to be doing it live in front of a camera. So it's fun to kind of like watch them struggle through it.
HQ, hook us up. We'll host that.
Yeah, right. Why not? I was watching. I was like, Trav needs to host this. Like, I feel like he'd be really good at it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those sweet beats can only mean one thing. It is time to reach up and grab yourself a handful of some potent power ups. This is the segment where we like to talk about some of the news that is going on in the wonderful wide world of Nintendo Switch. So we got a few things to bring up this week, just a couple. One of the things that actually just got announced just a few days ago is that Capcom is going to be bringing all the Mega Man X games to the Nintendo Switch. Mr. Trap, I feel like you are a Mega Man man. How excited are you?
A Mega Man man.
A Mega Man man. How excited are you to have these games on the Nintendo Switch?
I'm a Mega Man fan for sure. Mega Man X indeed, because it's extreme. I love the Mega Man X games. The Mega Man X games were my favored Mega Man games. They're notoriously more difficult, but I thought that graphically they were always a lot better, and I found it more interesting. Even though, like, you know, Mega Man has never had like the deepest story, but I felt like this idea of like it's the future, even though I think normal Mega Man is like a future kind of thing. But yeah, I loved it. And Zero's so cool. Like, I love Zero. Mega Man X8 was the jam for the longest time on the PS1.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped that these games are coming onto the Nintendo Switch. If these do well, hopefully we'll get more platformers and more ports of other like Capcom games, because we just need more of those on the Switch. Not that we need like more games on the Switch, but you know what? We need more games on the Switch. I'm gonna say it.
Did you see, speaking of Capcom and games on the Switch, did you see the Street Fighter 30th anniversary was announced for the Switch?
Oh, man. Thank you for reminding me. I actually left that off of here. Yeah, I mean, I have super mixed feelings about this, man. Like, really? Yeah, dude. Because I love Street Fighter, right? Like, it's an awesome franchise. But they just, like, those guys love them some money. Because all they ever do is keep putting out, like, HD remakes, re-releases, compilations, like left and right all the time. It just seems like they're always releasing the same game over and over and over again, and I'm a sucker and I keep buying it and like I want to stop.
Dude, so there are 12 Street Fighter games that you're getting. You're not getting any of the like 40 ones on the newer gen consoles, but you're getting Street Fighter, the original. You're getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different versions of Street Fighter 2.
Oh, God.
Okay, so 5 Street Fighter 2s. You're getting Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 3 Second Impact, and Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. So 3 Street Fighter 3s, the entire Alpha series, as far as I know. 5 versions of Street Fighter 2 and the original Street Fighter. All for what I believe is going to be like $50.
No, get out of here with that, man. If those games, if that ended up being like $20, like you might have me thinking about it. There's no way I'm gonna pay $50 for all that stuff.
I just think it's insane that they're literally giving you 5 versions of the same game all right next to each other. You're supposed to sit there and be like, what's different about this?
No, but you know what though? It's not insane because they've been doing it for literally like 2 decades.
But at least years would go by before they'd put out like a new Street Fighter 2.
Nope. Like, because even back in the day, well, probably not years, like plural, but like back in the day, you know, you had like Street Fighter, like you just said, you just rattled them all off. Like Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 out. Like, there's so many of them. Like that couldn't like taken that long to come out with all those games. It's like if
30 years apparently.
No, I don't. Well, from the first one, I guess, right? I don't even know why they had the first Street Fighter on there. That's a little weird.
Because they did like, it'd be like Street Fighter 2, and then it'd come out with like Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, then Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, then it went to like Street Fighter Alpha, and then it went to like Street Fighter 3, and then it went to like Street Fighter 2 New Challengers, then Alpha 2, and then 3-2, and then Alpha 3, and then 3 Third Strike, and then finally was like Super Fighter 2 Turbo.
It's too much, man. I said it before. Just give me the Resident Evil multi-pack and
give me
take my
Resident
money.
Evil.
Just charge me $100 and give me all the games. That's fine. I'll pay it. I won't feel bad about it. But like, stop with the same Street Fighter over and over again. But we keep buying it, so they'll keep doing it. Did you notice that Nintendo Switch has sold over 10 million units in only 9 months?
Yeah.
Dude,
my stock is high.
My stock is high. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And it seems like, according to them, that they're going to make the demand for the holiday season as well, which is awesome, because then no one has to deal with all these scalpers trying to, like, take you for everything that you have, trying to buy a Christmas present for somebody.
Yeah,
so
and they are re-releasing the NES Classic and the SNES Classic.
It's awesome, because people were paying some like obscene prices for that, or you have other people selling like knockoffs for like
definitely unfair prices.
Yeah, and it's just nuts. And it's good that Nintendo is starting to realize that, like, hey, this stuff is making money, so maybe we should keep producing it. Like the same thing. Hopefully, they'll start doing the same thing with some amiibos. I never really got into the whole amiibo thing, but some of those were going for some crazy money, and once they're gone, like they were just gone. So it's like, why? If people want it, just keep making it, because you're literally printing money. Like, this stuff probably doesn't cost that much to make, especially like those NES Classics. Like, there's no way that those are expensive. So they got to be making a killing off of them. Yeah, dude, for sure. Oh, there's another beautiful, beautiful song, all by, was it Anamanaguchi? Is that how you say it? Anamanaguchi. There we go. I can barely get that out with my horrible voice. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying. So we're going to go through our next segment, which is Press Continue, where we like to talk about some of the new releases that are coming out to the Nintendo Switch. And typically, we have a long laundry list of things to get to. But this week, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we only have 3 titles to talk about. I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Seth Trapp to take you through the very first game.
The very first one. My God, sir. Thank you so much.
No problem.
The very first game that we're talking about, coming out December 15th, 2017 to the Nintendo Switch eShop, is Romancing Saga 2. Sit upon the throne of the Varnese Empire and control several generations of rulers in a valiant battle against the 7 heroes. A dynamic freeform scenario system, a hallmark of the million-selling Saga RPG series, enables you to take command of a variety of protagonists along the line of imperial succession and experience the history of a nation as it grows and changes based on your actions. Sounds a little too close to home, but it looks a lot like a Final Fantasy, so I would probably be in.
Cool, man. Yeah.
$19.99.
I was just going to ask you. I was like, hit me with that price point. I'm going to cut that price in half with Unepic. It's only $9.99. So Unepic, basically, it looks like it is a side-scrolling RPG. And the game itself is like super meta. It's really into itself. It describes itself in the following. It says, Daniel was just an average guy. He was a great video game player, a big fan of sci-fi movies, and a novice RPG player. In the midst of RPG, he was teleported to a castle. At first, Daniel believed that he was having a massive hallucination. Eager to keep playing within the RPG to create his own adventure, he decides to go along for the ride until his delirium comes to an end. So basically, Daniel like falls into like some type of like crazy like dream world where he's trapped in a game, and you can like explore and try to help him escape this world for only $9.99. The game is called Unepic. It looks somewhat epic. I wouldn't call it unepic, but it's actually going to be featured on an upcoming episode here on the Switch It Up show. So go ahead, tune into that, and hear what we have to say. I'm sure it'll be...
I haven't played it yet, but I hope that the twist turns out that you were just doing drugs.
Maybe. I mean, it is a children's game, so I'm probably gonna lean towards no, but you never know.
We'll see. Expired Candy. What's not expired, though, ladies and gentlemen, is coming out on December 16th, 2017. It is $8.99. It's Hiragana Pixel Party, a rhythm action platforming Japanese learning chiptune adventure. A chiptune rhythm action game that also teaches you something. Learn to read Japanese, hiragana, or katakana characters in a fun chiptune adventure. Not just for people who want to learn Japanese, this is a game anyone can enjoy. Progress through 16 different worlds, remembering patterns and repeating them in time to an all-original chiptune music soundtrack. Learn how to recognize the shapes and sounds of each symbol in the hiragana and katakana syllabaries. Libraries, I guess that is. Syllable libraries? I've never heard that word in English before. Learn them all and be able to easily read and pronounce Japanese words. 16 different worlds and themes, 208 characters, 192 missions for each syllabary, 5 gameplay types that challenge you in different ways, and an original score.
Nice, man.
Dude, I took Japanese for 2 semesters in college, and I wish that there was a game like this that I could have played to have learned it better. I could speak it very well, but I couldn't read it or write it that well.
No, this game looks cool. I was checking this out as well. Hopefully, we'll be able to feature this on an upcoming episode, as I think it looks like an interesting way to be able to learn a language. And I think that's something like this. Dude, I would love to. Yeah, and I think that something like this coming on to like the Switch eShop is pretty cool. Just the fact that it exists.
Yeah.
Whoa. Beats came out of nowhere, sir. So, we're going to go ahead and round out the show with one of our favorite segments, the Let's Play, where we actually jump in and give you like our little bit of a review. And since I just like kind of kicked it off just like that, I'm just going to go ahead and roll right in to my review of Human Fall Flat. Now, let me go ahead and hit you with a little bit of the synopsis. It's brief, so don't worry. Bob is just a normal human with no superpowers, but given the right tools, he can do a lot. Misuse the tools, and he can do even more. The world of Human Fall Flat features advanced physics and innovative controls that cater for a wide range of challenges. Bob's dreams of falling are riddled with puzzles to solve and distractions to experiment with for hilarious results. The worlds may be fantastical, but the laws of physics are very real. Will you try to open the mysterious door, or will you rather see how far you can throw a speaker set out that window? That's how they finished that description out. Interesting. So, Human Fall Flat's $14.99. It is. Have you ever played? Like The Witness or the Talos Principle?
No, I have not.
So the Talos Principle is on PS4 and it's on Steam and it's on a bunch of games. But basically, it's a first-person, like puzzle game where you're interacting with everything. Think kind of like Myst, but more like tactile in its puzzles. It's very similar to what this game is. Now, this game is of the third-person perspective, so you're controlling Bob as he goes through and navigates all these different 3D worlds, which would be fine. But one of the big problems with this game is that the controls are super, super crazy, almost as crazy as this music is right now. I'm actually going to tone it down just a little bit. I feel like it's motivating me to speak too fast. But Human Fall Flat. It's in a third-person perspective, and you're going through, and you're basically progressing through the levels by solving these different logical problems. You'll enter an area of the level where you have to, like, maybe you have to move a box to be able to press a lever, or maybe you have to interact with different parts of the environment, like when you first start playing, you enter a room, and there's a bunch of train cars that are on different train tracks. And you have to figure out how you're going to move the cars so you can climb up on the wall, jump on top of the train cars, jump from train car to train car so you can hop onto a ledge. So then you can contort your body in a certain way to hit 2 buttons at the same time in order to open a door. So it gets a little weird. Kind of think of it as if you're walking in like a suspended MC Escher-esque world with like real world objects in it.
Okay.
And you're walking around and you're doing and solving all these puzzles, but with like tangible things. It's really cool because I like that type of puzzle solving. If you're not into like traditional puzzle games like Tetris or something like that, this is a type of puzzle game that you might get a lot out of. But like I said, the problem that I have with this game is the controls. And I think that's part of the game in itself because Bob is like this weird, like white blob. He doesn't have
feels amorphous.
Yeah, he does. I was gonna that word was in my mind, but I'm like, I don't know with my cold if I can get that out. But he's like this weird white blob. He doesn't really have a face or anything like that. And you're trying to control him, but as he walks, he kind of just like waddles around. And if you try to pick up, you have to use the trigger buttons for his hands.
Yeah.
And as you click them, they kind of just go up like gingerly on each side, and then they fall back down. But it's really hard to be able to trigger them both at the same time, so you
Very
can.
ragdoll.
Yeah, it's super ragdoll. It's so
Very flailing.
and it's really annoys. And I get it. That's part of the game because at some point,
Limbus, is that a word?
yeah, I think you might be right.
I think Amorphous had it.
No, I think you're good. But I think the one part that bothers me is that the controls are so off that it makes it hard to be able to do the puzzles. And I get that that's part of the game. Like they want you to struggle with that to be able to hit the buttons. But
Okay.
like the rest of the game is so, like all the puzzles and stuff are so cool. You know, like like to me, the game is in figuring out the puzzles and being like, okay, like how can I work this? What do I have to do in order to open the door? Like, all right, how do I move this object over to the next part so I can advance? The game for me is not struggling to be able to hit the switch that's in front of me because I can't get the arms to go up at the right time. Like that's not a game to me. That's just frustrating. So I love like the graphics are really cool for being like a 3D like polygon like world. They look really clean. It's like that cell shaded type of graphics, but everything has like a surprising amount of detail to it. I think it looks really good. I like the background music that there is to it. The game is fun. I like all the puzzles. I think some of the worlds that they're able to pull off in this game like look really cool. There's one where you're on a boat and you're sailing through like the ocean or down a river. It's really neat. But to me, like the controls just aren't there. And I even checked in the settings to see if there was a way if I could like tone it down. There is a sensitivity that I can play around with, but I know that's not going to get rid of the twitchiness that's in them or the like lack of response to it. And that's a shame because like I was just thinking the other day, I was like, man, I wish there was a puzzle game like a Talos Principle on Switch, and this is the closest thing to that game. And the weird, like I don't know, like ultra, not like realistic, but the weird environments that you find yourself in, where these areas are just floating in the sky, like that's very reminiscent of games like that. And I really do like this game, but you just gotta fix the controls, man. You know, you just gotta. I feel like that really takes away from it because I could see somebody picking this up being like, I really love this game, but like these controls are just driving me nuts. You know, and for a system that is something that you want to just pick up and play and put down, like you're gonna struggle with these controls. And yeah, I mean, you'll get used to it as it goes on. But I don't know, man, it's rough. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.5. This game could easily be like close to a 5 for me if it wasn't for these controls, but it just disappoints me because, and 3.5 is not bad, like, ladies and gentlemen. Like, don't feel like it's horrible. It's not unlearnable. It's just, this is an awesome game. And I feel like it could be like amazing if you weren't like handcuffed by these controls. That's all. If you like this type of game, I still think you should pick it up because you can get through it, but you would have had more enjoyment if the controls were just normal. And that is Human Fall Flat. It is $14.99 on the eShop.
I dig that. I definitely dig that. Game I reviewed this week was much different. It is a racer. It is called Mantis Burn Racing. It is currently $19.99, and you get 20 points when you buy it on the Nintendo eShop. The race is on whenever, wherever you choose. Mantis Burn Racing is a modern top-down style racing game that combines physics-based gameplay with intuitive arcade racing and a highly competitive, fast-paced, and addictive races. Prove your skills in 5 unique classes of vehicles over an epic 11-season single-player career with more than 150 events and 13 event types in frantic bumper-to-bumper races where winning is everything. Fine-tune your vehicles with RPG-style upgrade system and compete in split-screen races for up to 4 players or play online against opponents on other platforms. That's it, man. Let me tell you, Mantis Burn Racing really surprised me because when I first saw it, they tell you that it is that top-down play style, which I'm not necessarily used to in my racer. I typically do not like that at all in my racing games. I like the, standard, like right behind the car. I don't like looking through the windshield. I like looking right behind the car, as you've done in a Mario Kart and San Francisco Rush 2049. That being said, this game plays very, very, very well. And there's a lot of unlockable elements to it. The RPG style is a huge part of it, and you get a lot of different unlockables. You have different currencies that help you either buy like vehicle upgrades or purchase new vehicles entirely. Based on however many races you actually win, you get different sort of upgradable things based on that too. Playing online, it was actually a lot of fun for me. I was able to get into a room relatively quickly, do a couple races there, and it felt really difficult for me, as it should, because I had gone in with my just like base car, because that was like the first thing I wanted to try. I was like, oh, let me see what online's like, because I just, I want to test like how fast can I get into a room. It was really good. The game itself, graphically, pretty good. I think it's really good, actually. I feel the speed to these vehicles. You get tons of points all the time. Anytime you do like a drift, they have different ratings for them. You get like points for like doing air. They're giving you points left and right. There's tons of things on the screen to look at. It's great fun. It's totally engrossing. So many unlockables. Courses feel entirely different, and they're kind of hard to master. There's like secret paths to take, like little shortcut things. It sounds like I'm gushing about this game. It's because I kind of am. They have like so many different vehicle types. Like you can do like destruction derby things. They have hover bikes even. Like it's crazy. I honestly, this is the most fun I have had with a racing game on the Switch, and it really shocked me. And I've played Mario Kart. I put in some time on Mario Kart, and this is the most fun I've had on a racing game. And I'm going out there, man. I've got to give it a 5.
Oh my God.
For me, this game was an absolute 5. If you're looking for like Gran Turismo, I don't know if you're going to actually get that here. I don't think you are, because these cars aren't real. But if you're looking for like San Francisco Rush, and you're looking to have a great time with like a racing game and really feel it, like this is it. Because that was my gripe about a lot of these games. It's like, I'm not feeling the weight. There's not enough unlockables. There's not enough keeping me going. Like, what do I care? Like, it's fun, but I want like an addictive arcade aspect to it. And this is an amazing arcade style racer. And it only takes a little bit of time to get used to like doing the top down, and then it feels perfectly like fluid and normal and natural. It's great. I loved it. 5 out of 5 for me.
Awesome, dude, man. That is some high praise. I feel like you even us out. You are truly the yin to my yang, sir.
As you said, we're gonna keep that theme rolling.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Switch It Up Show. If you have played any of these games, or if you're looking forward to any of the games that we mentioned in our segment about the new releases, by all means, reach out to us over on Twitter at Switch It Up Show. And of course, as always, if things ever get boring, you can always switch it up.